Hi and welcome to our live stream today about the Futsal AMF C13 World Cup. So, I'm trying something completely new today. Welcome everyone who is currently live with us. I'm trying something completely new today. I am going to attempt to try and get you to see what's on my screen. Okay, so it's something completely out of my comfort zone, but hey, we're going to give it a go. So, today's live stream is going to be about how you can see what's going to happen in the C13 World Cup in regards to who we're going to play, what times, and also who's in the tournament itself and when are they going to play. So I have got with me here, just let me know in the comment section if you can see everything that I'm doing. I'm just going to try and keep logged on as much as I can to see what is going on, to see if I can keep linked in with you guys. So just keep talking to me, let me know what you can see, and that'll be great. I'm just logging into my phone just so I can see the video chat here a second. So I'm just having a look here. If you guys have got any questions as well, just let me know. Can all of you hear me okay? Just leave your comments down below. Can you hear me okay? And here I can see you. Thank you, Cooper. Can everyone hear me? And can you see what is in front of my screen? Like I said, this is the first time that I've done this, so we are going to play around with it a little bit. I'm just going to bring this a little bit closer so you can see. SBQ 040679. I'm not sure who that is, so drop your name in. If you are making some comments, guys, just let me know what your name is. It'd be wicked to be able to keep in track, to know all your names in the chat. Okay, so here is the format here. We are going to break this down really slow so you can see. Hi Sean, thank you for coming on today's stream. Okay, so here is, can you all see this okay as well? I'm trying to zoom in, but at the same time it is quite difficult to do so. I'm trying to see if there's another way. See if I can open it in another window. Let's see if we can do that. If we can open it up, it just makes it a little bit easier for you guys to be able to see what's going on here. Oh, here we go. Hopefully this might be a little bit easier for you guys to see. Just give it a couple of minutes. Like I said, we are experimenting here. Just waiting for it to load. Sorry about the delay, guys. Is that gonna work? Alright, I'm not going to trust that, so I am going to go back to the competition board, and I'll just see if there's another way of me doing it where it's a bit easier to see if I can hide the email, see if that makes a difference. Ah, that's better. That's much better. Okay, can everyone see that a lot better? I'm just going to see if I can zoom in. See if you can see that a little bit better. Just leave me a comment below. Is that okay? Can you see everything that's going to be here? I am going to try and highlight it the best I can. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is the best it's going to be. Thank you very much for that, Cooper. Let's break down who is in the World Cup. So in Europe, we have Catalonia. Catalonia are the representation. They are an independent. Well, they're trying to be an independent country to Spain, and they are going to be the hosts. We also have France. We have Italy. We have United Kingdom, which is Great Britain, which is us. Whoop! And the last team in Europe is also Switzerland. In South America, we have Argentina, we have Brazil, we have Colombia, and we have Paraguay. And from Asia, we have India. From Africa, we have South Africa. And from Oceania, we have Australia. So, it would have been really cool if I could have edited this. This would have been really, really cool. I do have the filled out version to this, but sadly I couldn't find it before we started, so doesn't matter. So in Group A, in Group A is, let's go through the European teams. In Group A is Italy. Italy are in Group A, and they are with Argentina and Brazil. And then in the last spot for Group A is, sadly, for India's sake, is India. And what a group that is. You have Italy, Argentina, Brazil, and India. You've got to feel sorry for India. I would not want to be in that group. I would not want to be in India's situation. But that's the luck of the draw, I guess. So in Group B, we are going to start with the best team first. The first team is United Kingdom, which is Great Britain, which is us. When we weren't actually seeded number 1, we were actually seeded number 4, so we were the last team in Group B. Just before I go carry on with Group B, I just wanted to let you know as well, the seedings was actually Argentina in Group A as number 1, seeded number 2 was Brazil, seeded number 3 was Italy, and seeded number 4 was India. So in Group B, we'll go from seed 4 and we'll go all the way up. So Group B, seed number 4 was us, Great Britain. We haven't done a tournament before, so they don't know where to seed us, they don't know how good we are, and a lot of these seedings have been done predominantly on how they did on the World Cup. So seed number 3 was Switzerland from Europe, so that's 2 European countries in the same in Group B. And then seed number 2, which this one was a horrible one to get, because you also have to remember with AMF and FIFA, some countries are better than others. In AMF, the best 2 countries historically across all of the years was Paraguay and Colombia, not Argentina and Brazil. However, Argentina did fantastic in the last Men's World Cup, and they actually won it in their own country. But second seed for us in Group B was one of the big hitters in Colombia. And they are also going to be our first game in the group. Now, I don't want to give too much away about who's playing who straight away, because we'll get into that in a minute. But our first game is against Colombia, who are one of the big hitters. So that's not going to be a nice game to start with. However, we're in the World Cup. You've got to compete with the best teams. And who better to do it against one of the best and one of the most successful, if not the most successful, AMF futsal teams ever. And then, in Seed 1, because every seed always gets better, unfortunately Colombia didn't, in the Men's World Cup, they weren't one of the top teams this year. I'm not sure if they had players away or things like that, but they weren't one of the main teams in the World Cup to get them into the top seed. So, top seed is going to be a tough team. And they don't really get any more tougher in AMF futsal than Paraguay. Yep, you guessed it. We have Paraguay, Colombia, Switzerland, and us. So we were always going to be up against it because we were the 4th seed. So it was always going to be really, really tough for us. But we got drawn with the 2 hardest teams in AMF history, Colombia and Paraguay. And what a great way to start your first ever AMF C13 World Cup with having the 2 best nations in your group. But hey, they need to be scared of us because our team is pretty good. Big shout out to the people that are in the group from our team, Harvey and Cooper. If there's any other team members that are in the chat, please give me a shout and put your name in the comments. But at the moment, from the ones I've seen, Cooper and Harvey, you're one of the superstars in our team who Colombia and Paraguay should be scared of, not the other way around. So, a big shout out to you guys, and if anyone else can, anyone else in the chat who is part of the team, leave your comment below. Also, Sean is part of the chat. I'm not sure if Hadley is, but Sean is Hadley's mum. And Hadley is also one of the star players who Paraguay and Colombia need to be frightened of. Hadley's also actually got international tournament, being in a club World Cup with his futsal team Brentry. So he's already had some international experience. Cooper has also been abroad, and Adam Carnworth's been abroad. Freddie Dwyer is also in the chat. Welcome, Freddie, and he is also one of the superstars of Great Britain futsal team. So welcome, Freddie. But yes, okay, let's carry on. So, we've got Group A. Just remember, seed number 1 was Argentina, who won the World Cup last year for the men's team. And in seed 2 was Brazil. Yes, you heard it, Argentina and Brazil, 1st and 2nd in the same group. And then it was Italy, which looks like the group of death from a football perspective. And then India, who I'm sure are going to be absolutely phenomenal. But I'm pretty sure if we were all honest with each other, having Brazil, Argentina and Italy is a scary, scary prospect. And then going on to Group B, we have announced our group with the 2 most successful AMF futsal clubs in Paraguay in Seed 1, Colombia in Seed 2, and then in Seed 3 we have Switzerland, who we've already played before, by the way. If you go onto our YouTube account, Futsal Great Britain Association, you will see how some of our old players who played for us in the past, when we went to Italy, we did play Switzerland and we were victorious. And then in Seed 4 is obviously the almighty Great Britain. So, going into Group C, which leaves us with Australia, South Africa, France and Catalonia. So, ranking at number 1 is got to be the host, which is Catalonia. Seed number 2, because of how good they were in the World Cup, was South Africa. And seed number 3 was France. And seed number 4 was Australia. Now, as good as Pakistan. Okay. Cooper, do you mean as in Pakistan being as good as India? I'll leave that comment to you in the comment section below, mate. But yeah, so Australia, I'm not sure how if they were in the men's World Cup off the top of my head, to be honest. I've just gone a little bit blank. But South Africa were very, very good in the men's World Cup, and they brought a brilliant atmosphere as well. They were dancing in the tunnel, and they just brought an absolutely brilliant vibe. And I must admit, they were one of my favourite teams to watch at the AMF World Cup. Not just because they were a fantastic team, but also their antics off the pitch, their ice baths and their dancing and everything else. It was brilliant to watch, and it's exactly what I would love to see in the World Cup. And if South Africa, if you are watching, make sure you hook us up when we are out there, because being able to play some ping pong with you guys, some bowling, going on the beach and playing, and maybe even teach some of our players some rhythm when we're out there and start doing some of the moves that you guys were doing at the World Cup with the men's team, that would be fantastic. So I'm very much looking forward to meeting South Africa in the World Cup. So yes, Group C, Catalonia being the host. They're going to be a very, very good team. I saw some of their clips the other week. We are watching. They started doing some of the rotation stuff that we did, and one of the passes that they did in order to pass it to the guy who chipped it over the keeper, what a goal that was. So we are keeping an eye on our opposition just in case we play them in the knockout rounds. And then obviously C13 South Africa, we've already said, were brilliant. France, I've already played in the men's, but that doesn't mean anything in regards to kids, because, you know, traditionally men's, kids, female, disabled, it doesn't really give you an indication. It's down to the individual team that's on the court at the end of the day. And then you have Australia, who I don't really know much about Australia. However, I do know they travel a lot. So Australia, if you are going to start travelling, come to England or come to Britain where we can host you. Would be great to get some more AMF fixtures. And on that note as well, if you are watching on Twitch for the first time today, thank you very much. We did a Twitch live video on Saturday where we played against Pakistan, and we were 22-9 winners. And that was the first international game that we've ever hosted, which was fantastic. Some really good play. And it was a nice way to get the national anthems, you know, the first time the kids would have done the national anthem together and having music at the game. It was just a really cool experience. So big shout out to Pakistan. Thank you very much for coming over, and hopefully we'll be able to return the favour by coming to you, and hopefully you'll be able to come over again. So thank you very much. And if there's any other AMF countries that are looking to travel to Britain, or would like to host us, please let us know. We've got loads of different age groups that we can offer, and getting more international fixtures is definitely something on the agenda that I have as the president. At the World Cup as well, we on this date here, November the 2nd, if I am 100%, I'm pretty sure it's November the 2nd, but I haven't got the diary on me at the moment. I seen Australia playing in Italy. Okay, Cooper, how was Australia? Leave us a comment below of what Australia was like. And also, was it Australia FIFA or was it Australia AMF? Let's see what you come back with that. So, yeah, on the 2nd of November, I'm going to be given, we're going to have a FEF Congress where I will find out, you know, which World Cups are coming up, European Championships, Champions Leagues, and then I will be able to then pass on to the rest of the guys of what age groups I've got what coming up, and if there's nothing in your age group and you've got into Great Britain, we will try and arrange international friendlies for you. So there's loads of opportunities coming with FGBA, Great Britain Futsal, and just stay tuned to our channel, stay tuned to our social medias, and we will hook you up. Okay, so if any of you have got any questions for me, please leave any questions at any given time. But now, what I want to do is go through the fixtures with you. Okay, so I'm just going to go to this page a second. So on here is where the fixtures take place. Okay. So on here. So is where Okay, so Group A, the country 1, 2, 3, and 4. Remember, that is Argentina, Brazil, Italy, and India. So A1 will be Argentina. So their first game, Argentina versus Italy. First game on 9 o'clock in the morning on the 28th of October. We fly out on the 27th, and we have the opening ceremony, which we will also live stream on this channel. But at 9 o'clock in the morning, 28th of October, what an opening game that is. Argentina versus Italy. Now, we've played Italy, and I think Italy are a very good futsal team, and I'm pretty sure Argentina are going to come with a really good team as well. Italy hopefully might make the advantage for Europe with the jet lag of Argentina's sitting in, kicking off at 9 o'clock. Hello. Is my daughter Chalier, by the way. Yeah, so hopefully Italy will take advantage of the jet lag into Argentina. But what an open game that is. And then if you scroll down to here at 11 o'clock, so it goes 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and then 1 o'clock. So each group will be playing separate at each time. So the next game would then be B1 and B3, which, if you remember, Group B would have been Paraguay, and Group 3 is Switzerland. So this would be a really good indication for us to watch this game, so we can then look at our opponents of how good Paraguay are and how good Switzerland are. And then on the 28th we go over to 1 o'clock, where C1, which remember is Catalonia, and C3, which is France. So Catalonia versus France. Good friends against each other in the first opening game. You may be thinking sometimes the hosts, in football terms, are normally the ones that kick off the ceremony. I'm not 100% sure why they're not kicking off the ceremony, but hey, that might be just a slightly different thing. And then we go on to 3 o'clock kickoff on the 28th, which is A2, which remember is Brazil, which is who will be then against A4, which remember is India. Okay, so that will be Group A finished. It will be Argentina versus Italy. What a great game to start the World Cup. And then Brazil versus India. And then the second group in Group B, which everyone is going to be the most interested in to watch, is going to be the best team of all time in regards to history of AMF futsal, Colombia taking on the very best team of the C13s for this World Cup, Great Britain. And then at 8 o'clock, sorry, so for that game it was 5 o'clock, Colombia versus Great Britain. And then the last game of the day at 8 o'clock, C2, which remember is South Africa, against C4, who are Australia. Now that will be a very good game to watch. I'll be really excited to watch that one, actually. Completely different cultures, something that we may not have seen. We wouldn't have seen much African futsal in Britain, and we wouldn't have seen much Australian futsal either, so that would be really interesting to watch that one. So going on to the 29th. So this is now the third day of us being at the World Cup, but the second day in regards to the World Cup. So again, it's not going to start off with Group A, so they try and spread the games out a little bit, so you're not constantly kicking off at 9, and Group C are not constantly kicking off at 8 or 10 o'clock or whatever. 8 o'clock. Sorry. So the first game up will then be us. So Group B are now going to start, but instead of starting at 9 o'clock, which is great, we get an extra hour at 10 o'clock. So nice little sleep in for you guys. I have to get up so early. Which will be B3, which is Switzerland, who, as remember, we've already played and we were victorious. And it will then be against us. So Switzerland, B3 against B4, which is Great Britain, at 10 o'clock on the 29th of October 2019. And then it will go to Group C for 12 o'clock. And that will be C3 against C4, which will be France against Australia. Then it will go back to Group A, where at 2 o'clock will be A3. Remember, that is Italy against A3, Italy versus A4, which is India. Which then takes us to be the last game of Group B, which will be at 4 o'clock. And what a game this is going to be. The two giants of AMF futsal, B1 Paraguay versus B2 Colombia. And I don't know about you guys, but I am very much looking forward to watching that one. And then we go on to Group C, which will be at 6 o'clock. C1 Catalonia, the hosts, against C2, which is South Africa. And what a game to finish on the 29th of October 2011 at 8 o'clock. A1 Argentina, probably the most fierceful rival you can have. A2 Brazil. Argentina, Brazil. Go back to this one. Paraguay, Colombia in one day. The 29th of October 2019. If you are not watching Futsal AMF, you've had a rubbish day. The 29th of October 2019, you are going to see Colombia versus Paraguay and Brazil versus Argentina. You also get to see the stars, Great Britain versus Switzerland and Catalonia versus South Africa. What a day for Futsal AMF. C13. That is the day that I am looking forward to as a coach and as a futsal fan. So make sure, if there's going to be one day you're going to watch in the group stages, the 29th of October. Now anyway, jewel back up to my head, tongue back in my mouth. The 30th of October starts with Group C. And it's a 10 o'clock kickoff again. C2, which is South Africa, versus C3, France. Then going up to Group A, at 12 o'clock, A2, which is Brazil, versus A3, Italy. Now, what a game that is going to be. I can't wait to see that one as well. And then, it's followed on by another brilliant game. B2, Colombia, and B3, Switzerland. Then Group C, the last game of Group C for the 30th of October, and the last group game for Group C in the tournament. C1, Catalonia versus C4, Australia. And then we will get the first result of who is going through. Maybe teams maybe already be through at this point, but we will definitely know who is going through in Group C. And then we go to Group A, where the last game for Group A at 6 o'clock, A1 versus A4. A1, Argentina, A4, India. And this is big, because at these games, these last games could absolutely tell you whether or not you are going through to the World Cup finals or not. This is nerve-wracking time. There's a lot of games to watch, a lot of things to think. There's been a lot of travelling for these kids, a lot of staying up late. the emotion of playing in the World Cup, the fatigue, the injuries. There's so many things that could change this whole World Cup in these last games. And we finish with yours truly against Paraguay. B1 Paraguay versus B4 Great Britain at 8 o'clock. And it will be us and Paraguay that will be the last game of the group stages. Now, what a great way to finish. And at this time, this could be the deciding game whether we go through or not. I hope we're already through at this point, but this could be a deciding factor whether we're through or not. What a game to finish the groups. Now, I'm just going to go right to the top here. So this here, here's all the teams that have qualified and where they're from. Here's the groups, and from the groups, this is what it looks like for the quarterfinal. The quarterfinal is on the 1st of November. Sorry, I'll start again. The first group games are from October the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th. The quarterfinal is on the November the 1st. The semi-final is on November the 2nd, and the final is on November the 3rd. And not just the final either, it's also the 11th and 12th plays, the 9th and 10th, etc, etc, all the way till you get to the champions, which hopefully will be Great Britain. So anyway, let's scroll down here. So this is how it works. And by the way, before I carry on, I just want to say, Group B was not the group I wanted to be in. The way it's structured, and I will break this down for you, I just think Group B are in not a good situation in regards to who you play, and at the end of the day, if you're going to win a tournament, you've got to be the best team, you've got to be the best. But Group B was not a group that you want to be in. So, this is why. The first game in the quarterfinal will be the winners of Group C, which will be either Catalonia, South Africa, France, or Australia. And they will play the best third place. So what you've got to remember about this is the top two in every group get through, Group A and B, C, and then the top third teams, so maybe one from Group A, or maybe one from Group B, or maybe one from Group C. Only two groups will have their third best finish go through to the next round. So goals, points are going to be huge in what decides who's going to go through. So if there's a team slightly struggling, boy, these teams are not going to hold back on the goals that they're going to score, because they may need those goals in order to get through if they've struggled in their other games. So best third place. So if you've won Group C, you are going to play the best third place. Now, if you're in Group A, you are going to be the winners, but you're also going to play the second best third place finish. So in theory, and it's not truth, because you could have a really hard group and a weaker group, but in theory, the weakest team that got through will play the number one in Group A. However, it doesn't always work like that, because different groups have got different players and teams that are better than others. Okay, but this is how it works. Then the other group games. If you come first in Group B, which is our group, you will play second in Group C. So remember the pattern. If you win Group C and you win Group A, you're playing teams that have come third in their group. If you win our group, you play someone who came second in their group, which is C, which will be either Catalonia, South Africa, France, or Australia. Okay? Now again, just because you're not playing a third place team or a second place team, it doesn't matter. They may not be better than each other, but on paper, without knowing who's better than who, Group B is a slightly disadvantaged because you're playing a second place team, not a third place team. Okay, and then the last game will be, if you come second in Group A, you will play second in Group B. Now, again, if you are second in Group C, or you are first in Group C, you're guaranteed... actually, no, that was a rubbish comment to make. I'm not going to make that comment. Anyway, semi-finals. I don't actually know what that means, so I am going to go over to the main bit here, because this will tell me in a little bit more of a structured way of what this is going. So if you get through Group A, you'll go this way. This is where it gets a little bit confusing. But basically, if you win this game, you go here. Sorry. If you win this one, CF1, go here, and you will play CF3. See, again, this is where I think it's a little bit of a disadvantage. Well, it's not, because at the end of the day, it's just a piece of paper. But CF1 will play CF3 in the next round. So first place C, first place A, best third, second best third. If one of these thirds beat one of these first place, in theory, the weaker teams, but that doesn't matter. And then if you win this group, technically, you could argue this is probably easier, because first is against second, and then second and second. But at the end of the day, you've got to win Group B first, and then that will be what then decides whether you go into the final of what position that you are. So if you win it, this group, you will play the winners of here, and if you're the winners here, you will play the winners here. WSF1. So here is the I'm trying to work out what this is now. Shanae, go watch TV. Okay, go watch TV. I'll be with you in a minute. Sorry, my little one's very excited. Right, let me work this out. Okay, so competition board, 5th to 8th place. So this is if you do not make it through. This is really important because obviously, one, we don't want to be here, but it is important to know what's going on here. But on the 2nd of November, I'm not 100% what these mean, but basically, oh, here we go. So if you come 4th in Group A, you'll play 4th of Group C. 4th of Group B, you'll place the worst 3rd place. So basically, the last team here, the last team that didn't make it through, so the other three, the other 3rd place places, either had more goals or more points, which will be absolutely gutting to be the last 3rd place that didn't make it through. You're playing the 4th of Group B. So again, Group B have slightly got the worst here, because if you come 4th and 4th, you're playing each other in Group A and Group C. But if you're 4th in Group B, you're playing the 3rd best team, which in theory should mean they're the best team, but that doesn't necessarily mean that. And then the winners here go into here, these winners go into here, and then that will basically tell you whether you've come 9th, 10th, 11th or 12th. And then the 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th spot, I'm just trying to work out what that is. Right. I'm pretty sure this is like if you get knocked out of the quarter-final, instead of doing the semi-final, this is what happens, and then you go into here. But obviously, we don't want to be going into that anyway. we want to be going into the final day, which is this one. So, here's the third and fourth playoff. If you lose in the in the semi-final, you will go for third and fourth playoff, which is fairly, you know, you see that a lot now. You saw it in the Women's World Cup for football, you see it in the Olympics, things like that. Third and fourth place now. Champions in second place, which is obviously what we're hopefully going to go for. Remember, the 3rd of November is the last day of the tournament. So again, this is where this comes in, being the second on the 2nd of November, and then the 3rd of November. This will be where you're 5th or 6th or 7th or 8th. Does anyone have any questions about what I've said about the World Cup at all? About where it is and what you think our chances are? Who do I think's going to win it? If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments below. I'm just going to flick through some of these so you can see the teams. Remember, it's Catalonia, France, Italy, United Kingdom, which is Great Britain, Switzerland, Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, Paraguay, India, South Africa, Australia. If you have any more questions for me, let me know in the comments below. But can I just say a massive thank you for everyone who's followed me so far and followed the C13 boys. They've been fantastic ambassadors for everyone who wants to get involved in futsal AMF and in sport in general. To be honest, they're really good kids. They've been a pleasure to work with, and if they bring that sort of attitude when we go out, I'm pretty sure they're going to do very well in this World Cup. So I'm excited, I'm nervous, but I am more excited than I am nervous, and I'm more confident than I am nervous. It's the first World Cup for us. We don't 100% know what to expect. However, we do know what to expect out of ourselves in regards to attitude on and off the court. And I know our boys are going to give everything they've got. They're going to be respectful, and they're going to do their best. Okay, so I can't see any questions as such at the moment, so I am going to leave it there. A massive thank you to everybody that has tuned on today. Thank you very much for watching our live stream today, and I will see you soon.